What's up, Day fans, everybody else? Welcome to Late Night Talk with Frankie. And we just discussed a bunch of random topics at diabolical hours of the night. And yeah. So, so I don't know if you guys ever had this issue, but like, I don't know, my brain just like won't shut up sometimes. And it just kind of feels like that. I don't know if anybody else really has that feeling, but it's like, I guess it's like overthinking in a way, but it's like more uh extreme, I guess. I don't know, it's just like I feel like every now and then my brain uh is like just like constantly telling me like, oh, you have to do this or that, or else, like say like I'm doing a project, or like I'm working on schoolwork and I decide to like take a break or whatever, or if I'm just like watching YouTube and I didn't do some homework, or maybe I'm gonna do it the next day or whatever, my brain kind of just like creeps up on me somehow, um, and kind of just like, oh, you gotta do this homework, but like, even though that's due in like I don't know, 3 days or 4 days, and I have loads of time, and it's not really that even hard to do. My brain is still like, hey, you gotta do this, and it kind of reminds me. It feels like it's reminding me like every freaking 5 seconds that I'm watching like a YouTube video, or I'm trying to enjoy listening to some music or something like that, and it's just like, whoa, it's like just like my brain just won't shut up, and it's pretty annoying because maybe you're trying to do something relaxing, like I don't know, like listening to music, or maybe playing guitar, talking to your friends, and then that little voice creeps up and it's like, hey, you gotta do this project that's due in like 3 weeks or like a month from now, and like it's not even that important right now, but no, you should still do it. And it's just like, it's just like, I guess it's just a lot of overthinking, but it's just like my brain just won't shut up sometimes, and it's pretty annoying. And I honestly wonder why that happens. I don't know if anybody, I never really discussed this with anybody else, but I do wonder if other people, I mean, I'm sure other people do, but I wonder how many people like really have that, where they just have like this one side of their brain that just like is constantly talking to them and constantly telling them, hey, you should do this assignment now, or oh, you should study for this test that's gonna happen in like 2 weeks, which I mean is like, like I guess if you have a test in 2 weeks, yeah, maybe you should stay for it, like especially if you're in college. But like if it's like a short little test, or not even like a test, then like, what's the point of doing that? Like I'd rather do it like maybe like, I don't know, a week and a half later, or like a week later, like it's just a lot of back and forth talk with your brain, and it's just really annoying to me. So yeah, I don't really know why. Not sure why that happens per se, but it does, and pretty annoying. It's also pretty annoying when it happens, like when you're trying to do maybe you're trying to do like, or like have some personal time to yourself, where like I don't know, maybe you're like playing guitar, like doing a hobby that you like, and then it's just like that voice creeps back in your head, and it's like, oh, hey, you gotta do this, or oh, you gotta go running now for some reason, even though it's like 11 p.m. at night. Like, oh no, you should run. Like, oh, you should work out, or something like that. And I guess you can also call it like some intrusive thoughts as well. Like maybe you just have like these random thoughts that are just like, oh, you should work out, even though that's like 12 o'clock at midnight. And so it's pretty weird, to say the least. But definitely, yeah, it's definitely pretty weird, and pretty annoying. And it definitely like especially like if I'm doing like a test or something, that's when it like really, it like can get like really severe in a way, right? Because maybe you're just, you're doing a English test or something like that, and and your brain is just like constantly communicating, but it's like constantly overthinking, and it's like, oh no, maybe it's this answer, no, maybe that's answer, oh, does that answer sound right to be like, it's like it's like asking a question, like, oh, who invented the Earth? And you're like, well, no one invented the Earth. It just happened, But then your brain's like, well, I don't know, bro. Maybe like, I don't know, bro. Maybe like Walt Disney invented the Earth. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just kind of weird. I think that was a great analogy that I just did. But maybe that's just me. But it's just like, yeah, and like even when I'm like talking to people, it's like it's even worse because my brain is like talking to me right as I'm talking to another person, and so I'm talking to someone, and then my brain is like, oh, you're talking to someone. Oh, well, let me remind you that you have a test due in 4 weeks or something, or or maybe like it tries to join in on the subject or something, or like on the conversation, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here? And it's pretty weird, especially like when you're talking to someone. It can get really, to me, it gets really confusing because it's like I'm trying to listen to whatever that person is saying or has to say. Now, all of a sudden, my brain's like, oh, hey, what you up to? You talking to someone? Oh, no, no, no. Well, you got this test due. I don't know if you really should be socializing, especially at this age. You probably should just be kept tucked in your room and studying for this English paper that probably won't even affect your grade that much. So it's pretty weird, Especially like when you're talking to someone, it's pretty bad because it's like you almost have two voices. You have like the person that's talking, then you have yourself that's talking to you, then you are talking to that person, and it's like just a bunch of back and forth. And I don't know if it's like self-conscious or if it's just overthinking. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it's pretty weird to say the least. But like even recording this thing right now that I'm doing, this podcast or whatever, like my brain is like talking to me, like the back of my brain's like talking to me, like, oh hey, you should do this or that, or you should say this or that, and it's weird. But I don't know if that's just how everybody's brain work, or I don't know what the rule is there. But yeah, but anyways though, thank you all for joining in on this interesting conversation, and thanks for listening, and see you there. Bye.